My father saw me stumbling before I made it to the front gate, my toddler perched on my hip, a half-open tote slipping off my shoulder. He didn't say hello, he just nodded at my swollen foot. "Where's your ride?" I almost gave him the easy answer, something about errands, about bad luck. But the truth came out brittle and small. His mother borrowed it. "She says I should be grateful she lets us stay." The words tasted worse the second time. My father's jaw hardened, but he didn't raise his voice. He just turned the key in the ignition. "Get in." No debate, no questions. Just that quiet, heavy promise. I climbed in, still gripping my sleeping son, my ankle throbbing with every heartbeat. My dad didn't look at me. He just drove fast. Certain. Like he was already 10 minutes into a plan I hadn't asked for. And that's when I realized I wasn't going back to that house tonight. Not the same. Not ever the same. Some silences aren't empty, they're weapons. For the first 10 minutes we didn't speak. The quiet wasn't uncomfortable, it was coiled. My father's knuckles were white on the steering wheel. "Does he know you left?" he finally asked. I shook my head. Said I was taking the boy for a walk. He exhaled. Good. One word. But it felt like permission. Have you ever had someone believe you before you fully believed yourself? We didn't go straight to my place. Instead, he pulled into an empty grocery lot and killed the engine. "Show me your ankle." I hesitated. "It's fine." He gave me that look, the one from when I was 15, and lying about a broken curfew. Slowly, I stretched out my leg. The bruise had spread, purple and ugly, wrapping around the joint like a rotten vine. "How?" he asked. "Tripped on some boxes on the back steps." That's not what I asked. I swallowed. His mother stacked them there. When I fell with the baby, he said I should have watched where I was going. My dad didn't explode. He just reached into the glove box, pulled out his phone, and said, "Tonight, we're going to have a very clear conversation." When we pulled up, the porch light blinked on like a trap. She was already standing in the doorway, arms crossed, face smooth as a mat. My husband came out a second later, phone still in his hand, annoyed. "What's going on? Have you ever watched someone not see you even when you're standing right in front of them?" His mother smiled, that small, sharp smile. She left without saying a word. "I told you, she's been dramatic lately." My dad stepped forward, calm and steady. She didn't leave. I picked her up. Something flickered behind his eyes, not guilt, but confusion. "Look, if this is about the car, it's not about the car," my dad said quietly. My husband stopped. The silence changed. Then my father turned slightly, making sure I was still behind him. Not hidden, just present. "She's coming home with me tonight. And she's not coming back until things..." His mother laughed, short, ugly. "That's not your decision." My dad didn't even glance at her. "You're right. It's hers." And suddenly, every eye was on me. My husband stepped closer, lowering his voice. "You're really going to blow this up? Over a misunderstanding?" A misunderstanding. The word landed like a slap I'd felt 1,000 times before. I shifted my son on my hip and felt something lock into place in my chest. "It wasn't one thing," I said. "It was everything." He frowned, genuinely lost. And that's when I understood he hadn't been ignoring me. He just never learned how to see. How do you explain drowning to someone standing on the shore? "I'm not trying to fight," I said, my voice steady now. "I just need space. For me." My husband looked between me and my dad like he was solving a puzzle he didn't know existed. "You're overthinking this. Mom didn't mean anything by it." There it was again. The great eraser. Then my dad spoke. So quiet it cut. Intent doesn't erase impact. His mother scoffed. So now we're the villains. My dad shook his head. No, the problem is she doesn't feel safe. The word safe hung there, raw and undeniable. My husband blinked. Is that true? He asked, really asked. I hesitated. Then I nodded. Yes, and once it was spoken, there was no taking it back. The air shifted. My husband stared at me like he was seeing a version he'd forgotten existed. Why didn't you say something? I almost laughed. I did. Just not in a way you heard. That landed. I watched it land. His mother tried to interrupt. Sharper now. She's turning you against your family. But before she could finish, I spoke calmer than I felt. I'm trying to stop disappearing inside it. She froze. I'd never interrupted her before. My dad stayed silent behind me, solid as a wall. My husband paced once, twice, then stopped. So what? You're just leaving? For now. And if nothing changes, I held his gaze. Then I won't come back. No anger. No threat. Just a door left open with a very clear lock. He didn't argue. That surprised me most of all. He just nodded slow, careful, like he was choosing something new. Okay, his mother opened her mouth. He lifted one hand, not harsh, just enough. I need to think, he said. It wasn't a victory, it wasn't even peace. But it was honest. And honest was more than I'd had in years. My dad turned and walked to the car. This time, I didn't wait. I followed. No hesitation, no backward glance that mattered. As we drove away, I rested my head against the seat, my son breathing softly against my chest. For the first time in months, I felt the knot in my ribs loosen. Leaving isn't giving up. It's choosing to breathe. If this story landed somewhere deep, do me a favor and subscribe to Winds of Thought. We tell these stories so you don't feel alone in yours.